In this video, we're going to learn the secret of really learning word final ED using Eva Easton's two-step method for teachers and students. So first, where do we find word final ED? In regular simple past tense verbs, danced, played, painted. Adjectives, for example, stressed, amazed, excited. And a few adverbs, absent-mindedly, admittedly, belatedly, decidedly. In learning pronunciation of word final ED, books generally divide the endings into three groups, such as in this familiar chart. The old three-step method, voiceless ending plus t, voiced ending plus d, d plus id. So what's wrong with the old way of learning word final ED? In my experience, it doesn't work. Learners don't master the pattern because it's too complicated. First, you have to learn the difference between voiceless and voiced sounds. Then you have to learn the t, d, id pattern. Most important of all, it's not the pronunciation of native speakers. In natural speech, we don't say individual words. We link words together. When words are linked together, pronunciation of word endings can change. So, if it doesn't work, it's too complicated, it's not the pronunciation of native speakers, time for change. And that's why I created my two-step method. It's easy to learn. It has only 2 steps, nothing to memorize. It works 20 to 30 minutes to understand the pattern, and you're pronouncing ED without guessing. And most important of all, it's the pronunciation of native speakers. In natural speech, we link words together. When words are linked together, pronunciation of word endings can change. It's easy to learn. It works. It's the pronunciation of native speakers. So, where do we start? We start with a list of words. Make a list of words that can take ED endings. Here is the list that I use. List the words without the written ED. It's easier to see the ending sound. Step 1 then is train your eye to see t and d at the end of a written word. Train your ear to hear the pronunciation did. Let's practice. Pick out words on this short list that end in the sound t or d. There are 4 words that end in the sound t or d. Shout, graduate, flood, remind. Note, we're talking about the last sound, not the last written letter. Graduate ends in the sound t. Then add the word final ed. Shout, shouted. Graduate, graduated. Flood, flooded. Remind, reminded. Notice that t at the end of a word is pronounced d. Shouted, graduated. The ending sounds like the past tense question word did. Shouted, graduated, flooded, reminded. Shouted. graduated, flooded, reminded. So, step 1 is train your eye to see t and d at the end of a written word. Train your ear to hear the pronunciation did. And when you can say, I've got it, step 1 is simple. Go on to step 2. Be sure you understand step 1. Step 2, then, is all other ed words. In step 2, you pick out words that do not have t or d at the end. Train your eye not to see the written e in the ed ending. Which words on this short list do not end in t or d? There are 6 words that do not end in t or d. Study, learn, worry, work, look, travel. In step 2, find a word that does not end in t or d. Study. Write the word with the ed ending. Then cover the e with your finger. Then say the word. You don't see the e, so you don't say it. Another one. Find a word that does not end in t or d. Learn. Write the word with the ed ending. Then cover the e with your finger. Then say the word. You don't see the e, so you don't say it. Now it's your turn. Say these words in the past tense. Studied. Learned. Worried. Worked. Looked. Traveled. And so, for Eva Easton's 2-step method, you need a word list, and then go through step 1. Train your eye to see t and d at the end of a written word. Train your ear to hear the pronunciation did. Step 2. Pick out words that do not have t or d at the end. Train your eye not to see the written e in the ed ending. And that's the secret of really learning word final ed. It's easy to learn. It works. It's the pronunciation of native speakers. No more guessing.